Okay, everybody, welcome. We're just going to wait a few minutes to make sure that everybody gets in here okay. Carolyn, I feel like we're old hat at this now. This is just this online thing. Right?
Online is, relatively easy breezy.
Now it is, yes. We had our issues there early on, I think.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Are we ready to go?
It's still coming up. Maybe just give it one more minute here and then we can get going.
Okay.
I'm not sure if our students are here yet too, but that's okay. I might not recognize their names on the list. All right, let's take it away, Carolyn.
All right. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight for our first meeting of the 2021-22 school year. I hope everybody is back sort of into the swing of things and having a good first month back. Just a couple of housekeeping. I think most of people have already done it, but if you could just turn your mics and your cameras off, that way it helps with no delay and runs smoothly, as well as we'd like to know who's joining us instead of just names at the top of our screen. If you could put your child's grade just in the chat box on the side, it would be greatly appreciated to know who we have here tonight. As well, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat bar and we will try and answer them either within the conversation or towards the end, where there will be a time where we'll go back and we can answer them from there as well. In the spirit of reconciliation, we would like to take a moment to recognize that Calgary Academy is situated on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which is the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, the Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda Nations, the Métis Nation Region 3, and all the people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. I now call this meeting officially to order. The agenda for tonight's meeting is in front of you, as well as it is on the website, and as well as the minutes from our meetings past. My name is Carolyn Whitelaw, and I am your School Council of Calgary Academy, or SCOCA chair, for the 21-22 school year. I have two boys within CA in grade 9 and 12, and we've been here for 7 years. I've been a part of SCOCA since its inception in 2018. I started out by helping Shannon DeCruff, who we'll hear from, in the volunteer role. We did it together, and then I moved on to chair. Also joining me on the executive this year, we have Vice Chair Ken Buse, Volunteers Coordinator Shannon DeCruff, our Secretary is Preeta Kalar, and CAPA Chair Aaron Lane, along with Tim Carlson, Sarah Hogue, and we have also teacher representatives. I'm not sure that they're here tonight and who they are for this year. Tonight we will be joined by several people: Dr. Greg Bass, President and CEO; Nick Waterbury, Director of Lindsay Meredith, who is Calgary Academy's kin lead. She's been on the 40th celebrations, as well as we have some of, if not all, of our Calgary Academy Student Council executives, or CASE, and thank you all for coming out. That's it for me for now. I will pass it now on to Dr. Greg Bach.
Well, thank you very much, Carolyn, and good evening, everyone. It's great to join you. There's a lot of speakers on tonight's agenda, I see, so I'll be brief, but I want to say first and foremost, Carolyn, to you and the executive, Shannon and Ken and Preeta and Aaron, how much I appreciate your continued facilitation of parental engagement and finding ways to bring parents in to enhance the learning opportunities that we strive to provide day in, day out at Calgary Academy. So thank you very much. And thank you for your participation, your support, both SCOCA and Kappa at 1 week ago at our 40th anniversary golf tourney. It was a fantastic day, and so many wonderful people volunteered to make that a great event. You'll hear from Lindsay later on in the agenda, I think, about all the events planned in our 40th anniversary. But what an incredible year we have in front of us, and lots of celebrations and building relationships with many people. So really exciting. I wanted to just take a minute to highlight what's also really exciting from a strategic planning point of view. I want to thank all the people on the call, the parents and the students, the staff, who engaged in our strategic planning process. But our original strategic plan, this is year 2 of the first 3-year strat plan. So when I had it in my fingertips here, has sunsetted August 31. And in this plan, we were able to accomplish so many things. We reviewed our mission statements, our vision statements, our belief statements, first and foremost, that we're all learners first. We built a master facility plan, and we have, really exciting plans to modernize our facility in the coming years. We did a number of things around student learning. We built a learning model, the Calgary Academy Way, or CA Way. We did a number of things for staff. We created a community practice structure and really, to meet the expectation that everybody would continuously learn. We created structures for that to happen. And then, of course, we focused in on instruction, and we did a lot of work around decision making, really being student centered and how we expend our resources and make decisions. Backed by a really strong and committed governance team with many parents. We have a few parents that are existing parents now, but many of our board members are past parents who just love the place and want to continue to try to make it better. And then, of course, in a COVID year, last year, we were able to create our new strategic plan. And I'm so excited for this strategic plan. It's a 4-year plan. We decided to take a 4-year scope versus 3. Lindsay, who's on the call, and Tim and others did such a tremendous job engaging so many of our stakeholders. We had to do it virtually. But we ended up with 3 goals over the 4 years. And in essence, the first goal, learners are successful, is really focusing in on our students, resiliency, really looking at foundational competencies of numeracy and literacy, and then competencies that they will need to be successful in a rapidly changing world. So we're very, very excited about that work. Our second goal is that the learning process is engaging and innovative. So it's our continued work around trying to create high student engagement in our classrooms, and really looking at creative and collaborative opportunities for students to engage in their learning and really be empowered in their learning. And then our third is around community, which many of the parents on this call represent, but it's looking much broader to look at how we can leverage post-secondary institutions, all the research that we're doing with a number of our post-secondary partners, and really begin to leverage and create synergies with the broader community, including our alumni and, of course, our parents, as I said before. So the details, it's all on the website. And I want to thank, once again, everybody that participated in the development of this plan. We believe in collaboratively creating these strategic directions because no one person has it all figured out, and we're smarter together. And, the student voice this time around, even though it was virtual, was incredible. The feedback that we have pages and pages of feedback from our students. that really kept us anchored and tethered to what this plan needed to be for them. So very, very exciting. Tim will probably talk about the launch of our Blended Plus program. Very proud to say we're about 645 students. We've added the Blended Plus program, which I think most people on the call would know about. And by all reports, it's the students that are in there, grade 9 and 10 students, are just having a wonderful experience. And we're looking to, expand that coming up for a year from now, September of 2022. So another very successful endeavor that we've launched. So I'll stop there, but I just want to say, finish where I started and just say thank you to all of you, because what we do vis-a-vis our strategic plans, which, that's really our North Star, guides us in our work, is really enhanced by the collaboration that we have with all of you on this call and all the parents that we have in our community. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bass. Up next, we have Mr. Carlson to give an update.
It's me. Thanks, Carolyn. I want just to start off by saying thanks to Carolyn and Shannon and Preeta and Ken and Aaron and those folks that have been on our school council executive for a few years now. I keep telling Carolyn she's not going to get away until our kids graduate. But certainly did want to put a plug in if anybody's interested in joining us. We're a small but mighty team. Have a lot of fun together and really just get together a couple weeks before our actual SCOCA events to talk a little bit about what's coming up. And I also bounce things off of them as far as different things that are happening in the school as well to get their feedback too. So if you're interested in being on the exec, it's not heavy and it's as far as a board's concerned, but it really is a chance for you to give back to the school as well. And as Greg mentioned, our strategic plan, the first one that we had started 4 years ago and was what led to SCOCA and why we have our school council of Calgary Academy. It's not just a parent council, it's a teacher council, and it's a student council. That's why you'll hear from everybody together tonight. And really excited about how far this has come. And even given the pandemic and what we've had to go through, we've been able to pivot and do this online and really have gotten a lot more engagement in that way too. So it's been great. I wanted to start really tonight just to talk about a few things. For sure, we'll talk about the school startup, but there have been a few shifts and changes in our learning team and our leadership team, and wanted to let you guys know about that. Someone mentioned that to me a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if our parents know of X, Y, and Z, so maybe we'll start by talking a little bit about that tonight as well. So the first changes, if I can get there it is. We've actually gone from 3 assistant principals to 2. The reason we've done that is to be able to manage our junior school and senior school a little bit differently, and then to utilize one person to move into a director of learning role. So as you know, Paula Chata and Mike Ross are our assistant principals for our junior school and senior school. We changed the language on that this year. As you know, K to 8 is our junior and 9 to 12 is our senior. And it actually is almost exactly half of our student population right now in how we've broken that up. We also now have 2 directors of learning. Sarah Hogue was doing that work last year with our learning supports team and has moved into taking on the full junior school scope there. And Erin Ellis, who was our assistant principal in junior high, has moved into the director of learning for the senior school. And really the directors of learning portfolios oversee a lot of the instructional design, our researchers, and a few of other people that I'll talk about in a minute here as well. And that's really to drive the learning of our organization, to ensure that we're doing the best we possibly can for students. And the assistant principal role is really to be that conduit between parents and students and teachers as well, to make sure that everything's running smoothly on that end. And you may not know, or I'm not sure if you care, but you're going to find out anyway. But we have in our organization a learning team that was made of some innovation type of work over the last 3 or 4 years, and also learning supports work. And those folks are teachers. They are certified teachers that have really come out of our school for the most part. We've hired a few positions in there as well. But we have what's called instructional design leads. Those folks really work closely with our teaching staff to drive what's best for students and to be able to be supportive of them as they're doing, whether it's project-based learning or some engaging types of activities that we want to do with students, really ensuring that we're doing the best we possibly can for those kids. We also have 2 research leads. Those folks are working directly with students and teachers on research projects, but they're also a conduit to U of C, Mount Royal, SAIT, and other organizations, and are currently doing their doctorate work as well. We have an assessment lead who you've heard from a few times over the last 6 months as we look at how we do assessment and how we're thinking about assessment and making sure that it actually is meaningful and it's outcomes based as opposed to just a number on a piece of paper that doesn't necessarily make sense. And you'll be hearing more about that as we move through the school year. We have our reading clinic as well. We have reading specialists that work in there. 4, actually there might be 5. I might have mistyped that, but really folks that work directly with the students, the kids that have the greatest needs, and then also working with the teachers to ensure that they have the abilities to be able to manage the student needs within their classrooms if the students aren't going to the centers for that. And that typically is K-8 that they work with. We also have a full school numeracy and literacy specialist that we put in place this year. That was a new hire for us, but it is teachers that have come from CA and have moved into these roles. And they are looking at what numeracy and literacy remedial supports look like and how we can actually make sure that every student has the pathway to be able to be successful in those areas. Well, we believe strongly that those are foundational building blocks to student success. Another new role that we've put on this year as well is the social emotional learning and executive functioning coach. I keep telling her this is a bit of a messy title, but it's the role that Christy Gomke has taken over this year and is already doing some great work with teachers to support them in what class meetings look like and how to make relationship connections with kids, but also being driving the executive functioning for our organization as well, which we believe is foundational to student success. And you've heard us say that a lot over the last few years, and you'll have more opportunity to hear about that as we go through the year as well. And then again, we have a learning commons specialist, used to be a librarian. We've changed the terminology around that because it really is about learning. It's not just about books on a shelf. And she works specifically in that space and with students and with teachers to drive learning in that area. And 2 school psychologists that we had as well last year. We had actually 3 that were working at 2 FTE. Now we have the 2 that are actually full-time each of them, 1 for junior school and 1 for senior school, and then a speech and language pathologist has been with us, of course, for a while now. So some of those roles aren't new, some of them are new, some of them we've shifted over the last year as well. And we believe this really sets us up well to meet the goals of our strategic plan and also to meet the needs of students. We believe these things are really important, and this is kind of a design I don't think you'd find in many schools that really supports students, but it also supports teachers in what they're doing in the classrooms on a day-to-day basis. And our teachers love working back and forth with these folks as well. And so it's been great to be able to drive that. School startup. Feels like a long time since August. I was looking at pictures of my garden the other day. It doesn't look like that anymore. But our school startup really started with 2 weeks of professional learning for our teaching staff and others as well. We had a special speaker Zoom in with us, Ken Williams, a very popular speaker in the States, talked a lot about equity and how do we meet student needs, ensuring that every student can be successful no matter where they're at in their learning journey. Of course, new staff training takes place in the summer. They come in a little bit earlier and they drive their learning with a mentor teacher throughout the summer. File reviews, strategic planning. We did some culture building with some Covey 7 Habits as well, as we've been doing that for a number of years too. So that's what school startup kind of looks like in a very quick nutshell. There's a ton of other pieces in there, and it's always funny when we look at it in March, say, okay, what are we doing in the summer? And by the time you hit June, it's completely full, and we have to really shift things around. It's because we believe that it's important. Very important for us to be well prepared for students to come back to our school and to start anew as well. And of course, can't do it without a few pictures of what's been going on over the last month at school. It's been so great to have the kids back in with us. Not normal, but getting closer to normal in our ability to have off-site trips. and different things that have been happening. So there are a few pictures in there of the Terry Fox run we just did last week. Right in the middle there, Outdoor Ed's been getting out to do some paddle boarding with some kids. Talked to one that just came back today, and I'm like, wasn't it cold? He's like, oh, it wasn't too bad. Our little kindergarten grade 1 students doing some harvesting of the garden that we planted in the atrium area in the grade 11-12 hallway, and we're going to be doing a soup out of everything that they've gathered out of the carrots and potatoes and tomatoes and things like that. And on the far left, Dr. Bass mentioned it, our Blended Plus program has really kicked off well. It's a small group of kids and 2 teaching staff in grade 9-10 that are working with these kids this year, and they've already set up schedules of when they would be in the building versus when they'd be working from home. And that's one picture of them actually going out to Kananaskis to the Biogeoscience Center out there through U of C and spending a day really doing a ton of work around biology and what that looks like for them. So it's been great and very exciting for us to see that program kick into gear, and you'll hear more about it. Again, I keep saying these things, but as we move through the year, we'll be talking a little bit more about what next stages for that program look like. And again, smiling, happy faces. They are smiling, trust me. I'll take a side moment to say thank you to families for the support that you've given us around some of the restrictions that we've had to put in place. It's not something that everybody wanted to come back to be in masks this year, but kids are doing such a great job of it. And we had those 2 cases early in September that didn't affect the school, and nothing since. But I'm convinced that the masks help a lot if there is a case that comes into the school to avoid the spread, which is what we really want to try and minimize as much as possible. And then again, far left, we got Mr. Waterbury with us tonight to talk a little bit about the athletics, but that's been another piece of the puzzle that has been great to see kids back in the gyms and playing games and out in the field. I think it's the most kids we've ever had for cross-country running. I think kids have just been energized and want to get back into the swing of things, and athletics is something that does that for our kids. And then this is an interesting one that might not be on your radar, but I thought I'd pop it in. And there's a few staff on the call tonight, so you had to keep it secret. But as maybe some of you might know, tomorrow is World Teacher Day. It's UNESCO, and they have said that the education, culture, and communication are the means to building peace, and that's kind of their statement for this year. And for World Teachers Day, which is tomorrow, we're excited that someone just took control of my PowerPoint. 1 second here. I know I've lost it. 1 second here, folks. Let me see if I can find it again here. There we go. All right, we're there. Where was I? Here we go. So one thing we're looking at doing, and I know it's a really quick turnaround, so if you got a chance to do this tonight, I think you're going to get a message about it as well, and it'll be on our social media. But we're looking to see if you might say thanks to your teachers in the classroom by just a quick picture of your child holding up a piece of paper that says thank you, and then we'll compile those images and present them into a video. And all you got to do is put social@calgaryacademy.com, and that's our social media link for everything that we do, and that will get directly to those folks. So if you're interested in and have time to do that tonight with your son or daughter, that will be great as well. Again, COVID can't be an online meeting without talking about COVID, right? So again, there's nothing really to bring to you tonight other than what I sent to you last Friday. There's a few changes that the AHS had made. I know there was lots of rumors going around last Thursday night, I think it was, or Wednesday or Thursday night, of school closure. We certainly haven't heard anything on that front. So as soon as we hear about it, you'll hear about it probably within a few hours from us as well. But again, we're doing well as a school itself. But really, again, if there are updates as far as cases, we will let you know on a weekly basis. And if they're directly related to your classroom, you'll hear about it right away. Again, drawing your attention to updates from the school with clarity around those restrictions. And we'll continue to do our best to provide that amazing year for kids while we're ensuring safety for everybody. And yeah, as I said, we're prepared for any eventuality. We've had to go through lots of different shifts and changes, as you all have as well. And we will do our best to make sure that the students don't miss a beat in that. Last thing I'll mention to you, and we're pushing this hard right now, is our Arlette speaker series, which is coming up this Thursday evening. And if you have never seen Shelley Moore before or heard her speak, you're in for a treat if you have the chance to come out. not come out, but come online again at 6:30 on Thursday evening, this Thursday. She has been someone who has been connected to our school for the last year and a half or so, I think it was, or even 2 years. And she's done a number of presentations with us virtually, and the staff just have found each one of them very engaging. Lots of things that they can take back to their classroom the next day. And she really talks about that inclusivity, that all students can learn, that all students have the ability, and how do you meet those needs within a classroom. And she's actually going to be speaking to us on Friday at our PL session, and she's going to be talking a little bit about high school with them as well. But you have the chance to hear from her, on Thursday evening. So if you have a chance to do that, I would encourage you. So thank you very much, everybody, and I'll turn it back over to Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carlson. Up next, we have Nick Waterbury, who is head of head of for Calgary Academy.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight. I want to be the first to tell you guys that the senior boys volleyball team won tonight, and the junior varsity boys volleyball team that wasn't a thing 2 weeks ago won their first game tonight too. So very exciting stuff. Anyways, their coach must be amazing. It was me. Anywho, on to me. I am the head of athletics here. That's a picture of me and my baby Benjamin. He's 7 weeks old. So he makes my family complete with my twin 3-year-olds. That was the end of my summer during the first week of PL. I had a baby, COVID babies, lots of them around everywhere. Just wanted to give you, thank you, Leslie. Just wanted to give you a quick heads up about athletics here. Luckily, athletics is one of the positive changes that has happened this year. We hosted our first home game in 18 months on Monday. Last Monday. It happened to be the day of the 40th golf tournament, but it's okay. Everything went off without a hitch. We've got didn't have any pictures here of the football team, but we have a couple kids playing with the Springbank football team. We've got volleyball, cross-country, golf, everything going on. We've had kids go into tournaments so far. The grade 9 boys and girls both played in tournaments in Menno Simons last weekend, as well as the senior girls traveled to Black Diamond, not to stay overnight, but it's a feeling of normalcy to have these kids going on these tournaments. The junior high golf kids got to be in their tournament, and then the city championships for them was today. Just lots going on. It's fantastic, and we're very happy to have this happen this year. Now, in terms of how many people are involved in our athletics program, it's been huge. It's a huge uptake. Mr. Carlson said there's a ton of people running cross country. It's not just our school. It's like a pandemic of athletics, which is amazing. It's a nice change of pace. 189 at my last count students in grades 7 through 12 are involved in some way, shape, or form in athletics, just in the fall sports, and that's 38% of the kids in grade 10 through 12 and 56% of the kids 7 through 9. So that's fantastic. Knights Athletics is very healthy. Lots of people are there, pumped up to be part of it in any way, shape, or form, whether it's helping to organize a tournament, helping with our live streaming events because we're not having spectators in our building as of right now, helping as student coaches, which we have a bunch of this year, a couple in volleyball, and we're going to move on to have a couple more in basketball. And scorekeeping, again, has become a big thing. Lots of kids at the high school level are involved in that, and it's a good way to pad their resume and also their bank accounts because I can pay them a little bit for their services, and it's been fantastic. Just long and the short of it is Knights Athletics is back, and we love it, and we are pumped to keep it going. That's it for me, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Nick. Congratulations to both boys teams that won and all the tournaments. It's so exciting to hear about the hustle and bustle of athletics back. Up next, we have Emily, Grace, and Andy from the Calgary Academy Student Executive, or CASE.
Hi, we're your co-chairs for CASE this year. I'm Emily.
I'm Andy. Is my mic working?
Yes.
Yeah, Andy, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I always have mic issues. Thanks. So I think, is Grace here? Maybe I can't hear things. Well, if you can hear me, but I can't hear everyone else, just some quick updates for Case. We're just planning some fundraising opportunities and some Spirit Week options for the upcoming events such as Halloween or Dig Pink. So just some quick ideas that we had in our last meeting last Wednesday were just some, like maybe for Halloween costume contests, door decorating, and hopefully maybe some pumpkin carving if we can get around to doing that. So yeah, that's the Halloween section of what's coming up for our Case ideas.
Okay, we also have Grace and Kelty, a part of our team, and they are in charge of our Dig Pink. So their ideas were fundraising for Dig Pink, selling pink crush pop and pink popcorn, etc. Also decorating the halls with garlands and ribbons for volleyballs and saying what Dig Pink means to the students at Calgary Academy, as well as some possible long-term ideas that we have for fundraising or construction, Christmas Spirit Week ideas, and spring poster contest that supports Indigenous youth in Canada and more. So we're excited to be your representatives this year, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. We're excited to see what Case brings to the table this year. It'll be a lot of fun. Up next, we have our volunteers coordinator, Shannon DeCroft. Shannon, you're on mute.
Doesn't seem to be coming through, Shannon. I'm not sure. It says that you're not muted, but I don't know.
Shannon, can you try to leave and rejoin the meeting?
Maybe we'll pop over to Lindsay.
Sure, or Aaron, okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Aaron was there. Yeah.
Yep, I'm here. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, you go ahead, Aaron. So, Aaron from Kappa.
Thanks, Carolyn. And thanks to everyone. Warm welcomes here as well. I want to thank everyone that participated in the Kappa 50-50 at the golf tournament here that we did on Monday. It closed on Monday, last Monday, I guess it would be on the 27th. The draw was made on the 29th. We raised a total of $6,850, of which $3,425 goes to the winner, and that winner was announced was drawn last Wednesday, and that was a CA parent, Jason Brooks. Jason has two children still in CA. I think it's Hudson and Emerson. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Hudson grade 11, and I think a daughter in grade 7. So anyways, congratulations to Mr. Brooks, the winner of the 50-50. Kappa has our elections going on tomorrow, as a matter of fact. We put out a call for nominations for the executive. Unfortunately, we didn't receive any. So unless something changes in the next 24 hours, you're going to be stuck with me again for another year. And with that said, along with some new executive that had joined in the last 6 months from some people that had resigned. So we have a really good executive team, very motivated team as well too, to continue on the work that's been going on there. And I'm very lucky to have such incredible people around helping us out to do what we do at Kappa. The next thing that we have coming up is a cash calendar. Carolyn, would there be any way I could share my screen just to show everyone what a cash calendar is?
Yeah, try that now, Aaron.
Okay, let me just figure this out here. Share content. There we go. Can you see that screen, the cash calendar screen?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so what's going on is Calgary County Parents Association is looking to raise funds. We've done a couple of 50-50s now. We've had some feedback from some other groups that do things like we do, that this cash calendar is going to be very profitable, but as well as giving a lot more money back than just to fit one draw 50-50. So as you can see here, we're looking to raise $20,000. There's going to be $10,000 in prize money. The tickets are $20 a piece. We're going to be starting to sell these here in the next coming weeks. And you can see the draws that are coming up there on the bottom in March, April, May, June. So there's going to be a lot of cash being distributed back to people. The incentive obviously is to buy more calendars and have better chances of winning the weekly prizes. But you can see the prize money that comes back is significant. So CAPA members are going to be selling these here in the coming, well, I'd say in the next coming weeks, but it's going to be being sold right up until December and January. And then we'll be continuing on with that until we start doing our draws. So the official ones, this is just a ticket outline. The official ones will be coming out here. I'll just stop presenting here and turn it back over to your slide presentation, Tim or Carolyn. But anyways, that's the outlay of what we're going to be doing for our new fundraising initiatives. It's just something that came up to us through COVID, obviously, with the downturn that's gone in the last year because of COVID. So something we're excited about, and we'll see how it goes. That's all I have for now. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Aaron, and congratulations to the Brooks family on the 50-50 win. I guess, Shannon, we'll come back to you here. Let's go with Lindsay, and she can give us a 40th, let's try that, 40th anniversary update.
We're not quite ready for our 50th
No,
yet.
No.
Planning will probably start soon. Thanks so much, Carolyn. My name is Lindsay. For those of you who maybe don't know me, I'm the Director of Communications at the school, and this is our 40th anniversary. We were so excited to officially launch our 40th anniversary actually in August. On August 27th, which was the last Friday of professional learning for staff before the school year started, we held a special afternoon reception for them, and it was amazing. We had brought in lunch. It was boxed and as COVID friendly as we could make it, but we were determined to celebrate with a meal together. We then had a series of presentations. We had Mr. Jim Gray, one of our current and founding board members, speak about the beginning of the school. He spoke about the past, and then Principal Carlson spoke about the present and the unprecedented times that we kind of wrapped our 40 years up with. And then Dr. Bass spoke about the future of the school. It was really, really special for staff. I think it was a great way to honor the incredible history the school has, and to also acknowledge that as incredible and strong as that history is, it's just the beginning of the CA story, and there's even more exciting times ahead this year and in the years to come. From that staff kickoff in August, we then moved on to September 1st, the first day of school. And you actually saw a picture of it in the photos Tim was sharing a couple slides back. We had a pancake breakfast for students. They did it in their grade cohorts to be a little bit safer than a big pancake party in the parking lot. For the 50th, we'll save that idea for the 50th. And each student was given a gift of anniversary swag. And so you saw in the picture the toque and the sunglasses. There was also a buff and a lanyard given to students. It depended on the division they were in, but we really wanted to make sure we were celebrating the 40th with our students as well. There was an anniversary kind of assembly that was done virtually, and students then had a photo challenge, and we have some hilarious photos we'll be sharing throughout the year of them sharing what 40 means to them. It meant, 40 pencils, it meant 40 students in a field, it meant 4 students shaping the number 40. So there's lots of fun things coming there that we'll be very excited to share with you. And then, Mr. Tim, if you could advance to the next slide. And then just last week, we got to kick off our first full external anniversary event. It was our golf tournament. It was a little exciting for us. 10 days before the tournament, as you know, the new provincial public health measures came in, and we had about 48 hours where we weren't sure if the golf tournament would be able to proceed or not. But luckily, the golf course that we were at, Bears Paw, put in place that restriction exemption program, and so we were able to go forward with our anniversary tournament. We had over 100 golfers participate. There were tons of students. We had alumni come back and reconnect. We had some past staff. And it was just an incredible afternoon of golf. It was a little windy. There were moose on the golf course, so it was memorable all around. And then in the evening, we had a kind of a catered dinner and had a Calgary Olympian. I'm going to pronounce her name wrong, but you can read it for sure on the website. Kasia Gruchala-Wazierski, who was part of the women's rowing 8 team at the Tokyo Olympics, share her story about a crazy crash she had on her bike a month before the Olympics, and she had to re-qualify for her place on the team. It was an amazing, empowering story. It was so similar to the story of Calgary Academy, and, you know, humble beginnings and relentless pursuit of a goal and a mission. And you can read kind of a summary of Kasia's speech on our blog on the homepage of Calgary Academy. As Erin shared, we were so excited to raise over $6,000 with the 50-50. We haven't released a total yet, but the tournament did raise quite a bit of money as well towards the purchase of a new Knights bus. And so kind of on the whole, our golf tournament was a great success. And we were just so relieved and excited that we were able to move forward with that event, which was really intended to be the community's first time to come together post-COVID to celebrate. It's not quite post-COVID. Tim, if you could advance to the next slide. We have had to shift some things around, unfortunately. We had planned to have a special reception for members of our school community from 1981 to 1996 in November. We were going to be bringing them back. It was an invite-only affair. We were going to have memories from the past, and it was going to be, as I said, a special reception at the school. We have officially postponed that. That event will take place in May, and so our 40th anniversary events for the adults are on hold until February at this point. We'll have more information to share on the gala coming in the next couple months, but the gala will be going forward at this time on February 26, 2022. And hopefully by then we can have a proper party, no masks. We'll see, but we'll remain flexible and continue to plan contingencies and to adjust as needed. The legacy event, as I said, has moved to May, and the reunion will continue May 14th, and that event will be the one for absolutely everyone. More information will be coming about that one probably after Christmas, but expect bouncy castles, hopefully an absolutely packed school campus, and just a great chance for us all to come together to cap off our 40th year. In the meantime, we are going to be continuing to really try to celebrate our 40th anniversary with our students. The student subcommittee has a couple of pieces planned for various different assemblies throughout the year, and so you will be hearing lots about our 40th. We've got some videos that we've been working hard on coming to you very shortly. We'll be sharing that on social media and recapping it in our newsletters, and basically just trying to make sure that our 40th anniversary is alive and well. We have so many stories to tell from these 40 years of incredible staff, of passionate parents, of amazing students who've gone on to achieve incredible things, and we want to tell as many of those stories as we can. And so the 40th will be everywhere. For us, it's not just one day, it's really trying to honor 4 decades over 10 months. So stay tuned. And if any part of this has interested you, we are desperate still for volunteers. The gala, the legacy event, the reunion are 3 big events, and there are all kinds of opportunities. If you are good at planning parties, if you are passionate about communication, if you're good at fundraising, and if you just want to help out the day of on logistics, hanging things and setting up tables and chairs, we will take you. As many hands, as you know, makes a lot lighter work. And the more ideas we get in early, the more cool things we can do. And so please reach out. Our email is 40years@calgaryacademy.com, and we're happy to share any information if you have questions, and definitely happy to take any volunteers if you're interested in getting involved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I can say that the golf tournament was a lot of fun. It was a beautiful day. We couldn't have asked for incredible. Wishing the fans had turned down. It was a little windy, but it was a lot of fun and incredible people. Congrats to you guys, and so excited for what's coming next with the 40th. Up next, so we're going to go back. Shannon, can we hear you now? Well, no, still can't hear you. Oh, Alan, is there anything I don't know how to?
I would get Shannon to actually just reboot her computer entirely and rejoin.
I think she's the last one on the list, though. So, Carolyn, do you have a report that you could just?
Yep, I do. Hold on, give me. I can. All right. While Shannon's doing that, she pops on here while we're going. At this moment, she says that October 27th they have. Oh, there she is. Still can't hear her. I can see you, but I can't hear you, unfortunately, Shannon. All right, I'll keep going. I have your report here. We'll figure it out, hopefully. All right, October 27th of 2021, we are going to have an online interactive presentation, volunteer orientation, and for volunteers who have yet to participate in any. It will cover protocols, expectations, COVID protocols, vulnerable sector checks and requirements, etc. For those who have done it, you are okay. If you haven't done it, then the link will go out probably in the next week or so once they get it set up. As well, just a reminder for parent volunteers that vulnerable sector checks are only valid for 3 years from the date of issued. And for some of us, it will be time to renew. I think there will be, if you can check your status on your end, but we will be going through it as well and sending out, I believe they're sending out an email reminder of who needs to renew theirs. Shannon's also saying that there will be a volunteer letter coming out to all the and to update their list the next week or so, detailing regarding so participation that we can have. Calgary Academy is limiting who is allowed in the building at this moment. There's also includes the teacher appreciation mails that has been prepared and executed, tied in with parent-teacher interviews. There's possible opportunities this year that include Forest of Fright, Dig Pink, sporting events, 40th Gala and 40th events, scribing, bulletin boards, decoration, cafeteria, lunch support, etc. And as they come along, we will send out emails as they come through. I think I covered everything that Shannon had in there. Shannon, you can let me know if I got it all or if I'm missing anything. Hopefully we covered it all. I don't think there was any questions that came through during our time, but if there is any in the next little bit here. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Shannon. Very echoey.
I'm on the phone, but I've also got my, let's turn that off now. My laptop is turned off. You did a fantastic job. Thanks to Carolyn for jumping in. Only thing I was going to add to that was the volunteer orientation, which will be on October 27th. It'll be at 6:30 p.m. So anyone that's interested, even if you haven't already filled out an application but would like to get involved, you can reach out to me at volunteers@calgaryacademy.com, and I can send you all the information. I think Carolyn mentioned that if you haven't filled out an application, you want to, you can go right onto the Calgary Academy website under resources and download a volunteer application, as well as get information about starting your vulnerable sector check, which is like the police check. And yeah, I think everything else was covered. Thank you, Carolyn, for covering everything. And I apologize for having the technical difficulties there.
No problem at all. Technical difficulties go with being online. Yeah. With that, and Tim covered earlier, but thank you everybody for joining tonight. And if you are interested in being part of the school council executive, just send a message to Tim or Mr. Carlson, and we would love to have you. It is an easy commitment. It is lots of information, but it's good. As well as, okay, the next meeting is November 15th, 2021. Again, 6:30, the link will be sent out briefly, probably a few days before. Again, thank you to all of our speakers, Aaron Lane, Nick Waterbury, Dr. Bass, Lindsay, Tim, and Shannon. We appreciate all the updates. And with that, unless Tim, you have anything else that we're missing?
No, I don't think so. I think that's great for tonight. And I'll just stay on a little bit longer if anybody has any questions that they wanted to ask but didn't get a chance to. But thank you very much, Carolyn. And thank you, everybody, for coming tonight.
And with that, our meeting is adjourned. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Alan, can you stop the recording? I don't think I can.